this tutorial, you're going to learn how to do your own individual eyelash extensions at home for a fraction of the price. You will need some rubbing alcohol for sterilization of all tools, a set of pointed tweezers, mine are by Tweezerman, some Ardell Lash Tight Lash Adhesive in black, which is your permanent eyelash glue. You're going to need 2 sets of individual eyelashes. One pack will be short and the second pack will be long or medium, but I am actually going to be using the long ones for a more dramatic look. And for the lash glue, you can just pour it onto your paper towel and dip the individual eyelash tip into the lash glue. And to get started, these are the long eyelashes that I'm going to be applying, and I just dipped it into my glue, and I'm going to be starting right at the outer corner of my lash line. And carefully place that right onto the lash line, right at the root, as close to the root as possible, and you can pat it down with the tweezers, but be very careful to not poke your eye. And again, I'm just sort of moving my way across, so I'm going to be doing 2/3 of my eye with the long eyelashes. So carefully place them, and you can also shape them right onto your lash line as well, because the glue doesn't cure for about 2 minutes. And again, I'm just going in a nice little row right onto that lash line. You can also trim them if you like, if you want it to be more of a short to long, but I'm actually going to leave them quite long, and you can take the back of your tweezers and pat it down to make sure that the glue is properly adhered to your lashes. And there is 2/3 of my eyelashes done. So now I'm going to be switching to the short eyelashes, and I'm going to be placing about 3 of them right onto the inner parts of my lashes, or the other third of my lash line. So go ahead and shape it on, and again, if you find that it didn't adhere the way that you'd like it, you can definitely go back with your tweezers and sort of fix it, because like I said, it doesn't cure for about 2 minutes. And just be very careful, and if you still are having trouble, you can simply just pull it off and restart. And I'm just sort of fixing it up here. This video is actually quite hard to film, but that is the completed eye for one of them, and this is both of them. So as you can see, it really makes a dramatic difference to your face, and it's super easy to do once you get the hang of it. So the aftercare for your eyelash extensions is very similar as to when you get them done outside. So basically, you're not going to want to get your eyelashes wet for around 48 to 72 hours, and you're also not going to want to be applying any makeup for the same amount of time. And if you do have to wash your eyelashes, just use a little baby wipe very gently, and just rub it so that way you can get rid of any sort of bacteria or whatever around your eyes. And you can also take a Q-tip with some water and just go into the inner rims of your eyes when you're cleaning them in the morning. And then you're not going to want to use any sort of oil-based makeup remover, because that'll sort of loosen the lash bond a little bit. And also, you're not going to want to use any sort of waterproof mascara, because that is really hard to get off of your lashes, and by the time you're like scrubbing it off, it's going to probably remove a couple of lashes. And also be very, very gentle with your eyelashes, because if you pull or tug on them, it will most likely remove your real eyelash. So if you have any further questions, please ask them down below, and I will try and answer as many of them as I can. But it's pretty easy to take care of them, and I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye everyone!